So here we go, guys. Final series of the day here in Group D, WCS America Season 3 Challenger League. Score is 0-0 between Goswser and Nestea. Mike looked a little shaky in his series earlier today against Neep, but I still want to rather focus on the amazing play that Neep showed us than on the mistakes that Goswser made, because I think that Neep was just absolutely fantastic.
He played great. He looked great in both of his series. He forced errors, and yeah, Goswser did feel a little shaky. He said that vocally at the end of the game, "Oh, I need to be practicing more." But regardless, we'll see what happens here against Nestea, who is the red Zerg player spawning in the top right-hand corner of Yansu. Oh man, Adebisi would be disappointed. That is not good camera swirling. And down in the bottom left, of course, the American. His name is Goswser. Boom. A little better. Not quite centered though. Next time. Last time these two players played, it was all about the mind games. They were doing early pools and counters to early pools and things like that. This time it looks like they're on the same page.
Yep, nothing too funky yet.
I predict 15 pool from Goswser, right here.
I'm just predicting states in my mind right now, Ben. I'm not here anymore.
I'm sure you're going to do just fine.
This isn't... You know, the only nightmares I still have, well, this game has been opening up slightly, is that I always have the feeling that I overslept for a test that I didn't study for. This has been like hunting me ever since I've been a child. I have no idea why. I still have these nightmares these days. Then I wake up and I was like, I'm 26 and living in California. I don't have to go to high school today. This is very strange.
It's very seldom that I remember my dreams, but I had the weirdest dream the other night where I was climbing up on top of this big bridge, and I was like sliding. I had this I would have a towel, and I'd wrap the towel around a wire, and I'd like slide down the bridge, and at the end of the bridge I would do a backflip off, and my parachute would come out. And then I got really scared because my parachute stopped working. And I knew I had to slide down, but my parachute wasn't working, and I kept trying to get at it going down the bridge.
Nestea already dropped the extractor and is starting mining a little bit of gas, only having 11 drones and minerals right now, so it is pretty likely that he's at least going to try to do something, man, with either a bunch of speedlings or maybe even a few banelings and try to get a little adventurous. Goswser delayed the extractor for a little bit. Mike traditionally had pretty damn good ZVZ, certainly in the semi-finals of DreamHack back then when he played against Ihan. Absolutely fantastic series. Took 2 maps and came down to game number 5. Unfortunately for Mike, he wasn't able to win the deciding game 5. Otherwise, Ben, we may have been looking at the DreamHack champion over here.
Could it be the Roddy build?
It could very well be the Roddy build.
No more link speed.
But Nestea never really truly commits to the Roddy build. And for the people who don't watch WCS America all the time, Ben likes to joke that all I do as a Zerg player in ZVZ is mine 100 gas, then start researching speed.
That's not even my joke. That's your joke.
I know, it's but people are not aware of the Roddy build.
The Roddy build is the most intense speedling all-in.
It's just a speedling all-in.
Do you build the hatchery?
Yes.
Yeah, you do.
And I also have this queen walk around because that's additional larva, man. That's more Zerglings.
Yeah. Needs more Zerglings.
Goswser so far has not scouted anything yet at all.
He's got his own speed going. He's still mining gas, so he's going to be making some banelings.
Oh, Nestea's making a lot of links. Nestea has done this in the past, by the way, as well. Can you take a look at the ramp, the bottom of the ramp from Goswser? How many ramp? Ooh, this is a reasonable scout. If he sees it, okay, but this is already telling when the queen.
Well, even though just the fact that the lings are chasing is telling. Nestea's lings should be crossing the map, so Goswser is going to make a spine crawler. He's getting.
He needs an additional queen, though.
He does.
He really needs an additional queen. Baneling nest is in production, but
and here comes Nestea.
Yeah, but speed is about to finish up. How many speedlings do we have on the map right now? 18 against 0. Oh my god.
Well, this is going to get a little hashtag dicey, Kev. Ling's going to show up, and there's nothing blocking the ramp. Queen will be immediately surrounded. A lot of these lings are going to die. Drones need to be put on hold position, but Nestea's going to immediately go right up the ramp.
I'm calling a White Draw GG over here. Picked off both queens. He will most likely be able to pick up the spine crawl as well if he wants to. Actually, Nestea's droning up behind this man. He's not going all out with it, so this is not GG yet.
Love for the Roddy build.
But it is doing a lot of damage. If he would have had more speedlings making his way across the map, he would have straight up won.
Yeah, he certainly would have. As it stands, he's still doing great damage. And Nestea up to 28 drones against 19. He sees the baneling nest of Goswser and knows he'll have to defend against banelings momentarily. And now he has to make units.
It's the exact same thing as we had in the other game of Nestea. We casted a game of Nestea, and I think it was on Belshire, where it was the exact same thing.
Or the queen can block that too. Cool.
Beautiful wall over here by Nestea indeed, with the spine crawler and the queen behind this. This is awesome. Beautiful play. But he did this last time as well. He did a lot of damage with those links. He could have straight won the game, but he was actually droning up behind this. It's still a fantastic opening by Nestea. As we can take a look at the worker count, he's up 5 workers. He's had a lot of map control. He might even be up a few additional workers if he wouldn't. Well, he's actually going to let all these buildings finish. Why not?
And roach upgrades will begin, and Nestea finds himself in a fine position here in game number 1 against Goswser, still with a 5 drone lead. And, you know, an upgraded roach attack is going to be very tough for Goswser to deal with. We'll see if he starts the armor upgrade or goes up the layer first. Not sure why he's doing this. I guess he just wants to go. Well, okay. Makes sense. Layer is on the way now for Nestea, so I'm guessing it's going to be +1 roach attack with speed.
Makes a lot of sense. Most likely Goswser is going to try to go middle-isk with his quicker layer. And then just make a bunch of spine crawlers and hope for the best.
Yeah, and you know, Goswser's layer is so fast that those mutas might be in time. Nestea's saturated on his 2 bases. I guess now he's going to wait for these overlords and he's going to go all out with the roach production. But he doesn't have that much gas.
He might, as soon as his layer finishes up, he will most likely morph one of those overlords into an overseer and get the scout done. But that's already going to be a little late.
You Kev, I don't mind Goswser's position. Spire is already building.
Nestea was researching Burrow there, by the way, and then he cancelled it.
He also got the armor upgrade. Hasn't started building any roaches yet. So, oops, sorry about that. So it's going to be a while before he has any units on the map. So this is perhaps an example of Nestea giving Goswser too much time.
And an example of me calling the Hydra GG. This casting is not a good idea. Once upon a time, Hydra during the Homesteader Cup game where 2 Zealots walked off the ramp, the first thing he said, oh, it's okay, it's GG. And Todd thought it was extremely funny, and we were joking about this for a while. Of course, shout out to Dennis, and the Homesteader Cup, it's coming up real soon. Homesteader Cup number 8 already. If you watched all 8 of them, then you probably know, or if you watch all 7 of them, and this is going to be number 8, you're probably excited and stoked just as we are. It will be played a week after BlizzCon.
But I guess upon seeing the number of links, he's probably realizing what's up. Roach speed coming for Nestea. He's still only got 6 roaches out, Kev. He's not going to be in time. And Goswser's now able to make 8 mutas. I guess Nestea's just going to be passive and play the macro game. But these mutas are going to be annoying. There's no spores. There's only a few queens out.
And actually going to deal an insane amount of damage. No Hydralisk then either on the map. I mean, the upgrades are fantastic for Nestea, but...
Here come the first spores. 1 in each mineral line, I guess.
Infestation pit going down as well. That's interesting.
Yeah, I feel like Nestea's opening was great. It put him in a great position, but did not do much to capitalize on that. And suddenly we've got a fairly even game. Nestea, I think, still ahead, but not way ahead.
Why do you think he's making an infestation pit in this phase of the game instead of a Hydralisk then?
I don't know. Personal preference, I guess.
I feel it's going to be quite a while before he will actually get the right amount of infestors out that he needs to deal with these Mutalisk. I mean, they do pose a bigger threat than 1 or 2 Hydras, because 1 or 2 Fungus can definitely shut it down hard. But still.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we do see Nestea maneuvering around the map with some roaches and lings, and this might pull these mutas back. But Goswser's already beginning his own roach production, and I think he's got enough units, frankly, to keep that base safe. So, I think great play out of Goswser, starting from behind, works his way right back into it.
Started from the bottom. Now he's here.
Sure is. As we see continued Mutalisk harass making its way up towards the natural expansion. Nestea has a lot of queens out, but Goswser has no intention of engaging these, I say, as he flies into them and loses a muta.
It's still going to take... Oh, actually. This roach count shows us right now 21 roaches on the map for Nestea, 14 against Goswser. Goswser is going to have to be very careful here, man. Sure, these Mutalisk can or help out with some additional DPS, but they actually won't be able to get it all done.
He doesn't want to take a big fight. That would be crushing. And he is just going to back right off. This is a scary army from Nestea still. But any advantage that Nestea had, it's basically gone now. Both players on their third bases. Income tab shows us 45 drones to 44 drones. Muta's still being annoying. Searching for more openings. I don't think they're going to find one over here. Might get him Overlord kill. That's all
I
they're
mean,
gonna get.
the longer this goes on, you could say the better it is for Goswser. Yes, Infestors will spawn soon for Nestea, and they are kind of scary for the middle. And of course, they can help out a lot in the big fights later on as well. But we've seen multiple Zergs win big ZVZ fights with a lot of Roaches and Hydras without Infestors as well.
Yeah.
This will all come down to the engagements in the long run.
And the mutas are almost dead supply at this point in the game. They're not going to be that helpful in a fight. They've pushed all the overlords off the map. They've given Goswser room and space and time, and now Goswser is just transitioning. He's getting his roaches out. He's already got 1-1. He's working on +2. Now what's Nestea's upgrade situation? 2-1 already, soon to be 2-2. So there's an advantage there. And the Infestors will definitely help. And if it's just Roach against Roach Infestor, that should definitely favor Nestea. And we see Goswser is getting Baneling speed. This is excellent for Nestea. Obviously, Roach Baneling is good against Roach Hydra, but it's bad against Roach Infestor.
We've seen it multiple times as well. Those Banelings can be awesome.
Goswser actually lost to it.
Yeah, against Sen?
I think that's right. Or it might have been Nestea, actually.
I think Sen definitely played it on Derelict.
But he sees the Infestors, and that should be enough of a clue for him to just never make a Baneling.
I mean, of course, Infestors can be amazing, and I in the past used to be the biggest fan of the Infestor in this matchup as well, as I thought that the DPS would always be worth it. But I've seen multiple times Zergs getting away with it. If you get the right engagement, if you just max out on Roach Hydra, it can actually be better for you than having a bunch of Infestors in the mix.
Yeah. When your units are clumped, the Infestor is amazing, but it's so uncommon at this level that they get caught while they're clumped up anymore. The players are just too good. They engage in big concaves.
Goswser is still making 11 Banelings, man, and sure, it's something that could always potentially work, but against Infestors, it's a lot less likely. 26 Banelings even, sweet Jesus.
Yeah, questionable, I would say. Hydras are on the way for Nestea, so it's going to be Roach Hydra Infestor, the ultimate Zerg layer tech
if these Banelings are able to roll into the Hydras and maybe connect with the Infestors and Queens as well, that would be awesome.
If the Banelings connect, it's good news. Nestea should not allow that. Like, the Infestor should stop that from ever happening.
He has plenty of fungo as well. I believe we have 6 Infestors that are close to 200 energy now. Take a look at the unit.
7 of them are out in total. So
Hive tech going down as well.
Goswser maxed out. Nestea also maxed out. Upgrades will favor Nestea.
+2 is about to finish up for Nestea in a matter of seconds. We'll definitely be ready for the fight.
And Goswser.
Yeah. With Hive going down as well, I think it's safe to say that Goswser wants to fight in the upcoming 30 to 45 seconds, while Nestea, yeah, sure, if he has to fight, he's okay with it. He's going to see these Banelings roll in. Oh,
man. He wants to land the fungals, and he is going to land a couple of good ones. A great initial engagement here for Nestea, but the extra Banelings are going to come forward, and whoa, they're going to mess everything up. Nestea does not land that second round of fungals, but look at him locking down the Roaches with more. But Kev, the problem is the Banelings did the damage. 31 Roaches reinforcing here for Goswser. He's way ahead in supply. And, Nestea just missed the fungals is what it boils down to.
Nestea has been a little richer throughout the entire game, though, and if he's able to just stabilize a little longer, a couple of the Queens did survive the fight as well. He still has 7 Infestors alive, too. Picking up a few Overlords in the middle of the map. They got kind of lost. Ooh, beautiful transfusions going down for Nestea here.
But Goswser's fine with this. He's just absorbing that energy. His reinforcements are here. Nestea can't fight that. There's a 50 supply difference between these two armies.
Yeah, but Nestea has the reinforcements, man. He has the bigger reinforcements.
I'm not so sure about that, Kev, as the numbers for Goswser are looking to be absolutely overwhelming, and he just continues to push forward everything Nestea has. Here's the final reinforcement wave that Nestea needs, and I felt that
Nestea was up 40 supply in that fight. I felt he was just not using most of it. Of course, these Infestors take up a little bit of supply, but I think the rally points from Nestea were not proper in that fight, because those reinforcements could have been there a lot quicker, because he had 30 Roaches at once at the production
tab. This is actually so cute. A couple of Infestor hit squads.
The Brofester hit squad.
Goswser's very possibly going to lose 2 bases at once here. There are no spores anywhere. There's no overseers anywhere. He's got no idea about these burrowed Infestors. This is something that you should never lose to, man, but it happens.
Goswser is down 60 supply as well, man. We shouldn't forget about that.
Yeah, that is very true. Nestea maxed out. He's got more bases, and this is just going to be so painful. They're the infested Terrans. Popping out in the 3rd base, popping out in the natural, and Goswser is going to incur massive, massive damage here. I don't think that hatch is going to fall, but the drones have been pulled. All this mining time is look in the main base as well. A couple of infested Terrans. And here comes Nestea. Going to try to land a killing blow. An absolutely maxed out Nestea against a 130 supply Goswser user.
Goswser is not really ready to fight at this moment either. There's so many roaches for Nestea. He has like 54 roaches.
Yep.
You just maxed out on the roach button. Picks off that third base as well. Yes, there is a fort on the way for Goswser user, but I'm afraid it might just be a little too late. +3 is on the way as well for Nestea, and we'll probably even finish up by the time that they decide to fight.
Yep, and more than anything else, Nestea can max and max again, as he's just got way more money than Goswser does. His upgrades are also better. 2-2 against 2-1, soon to be 3-3 against 2-1. It's not looking very hopeful for our buddy Goswser user. When you bring the drones, you know it's going to be a bad day. So perhaps the final fight of the game. Nestea going to walk right in. Great concave for Goswser user, and these drones will absorb some fire. But the supply really tells the story. 182 against 77 and falling. Nestea just played a great game here. And in spite of some good engagements from Goswser user, Nestea was
a little rich. And Nestea just had a great opening right off the get-go. I mean, picking up those queens slowed Goswser user down quite a bit. GG is called. Goswser user still hanging in there for a very long time, and it was a reasonable, entertaining ZVZ.
Hashtag that Roddy build.
Hashtag should have continued with the Roddy build.